Hey everybody, this is Rebel Builder, and here I have the Imperial Hovertank from Star Wars Rogue One. Now, if you haven't seen my other video, you should go watch that, and I'll put a link up here in the corner right now. What I did was I recreated the best I could the set that's going to come out at the end of September, just based on the one leaked image that we've seen so far. So many of you have asked to see how I built this thing, so what I'm going to do is a little tutorial. Now this isn't going to be a step-by-step kind of build. What I'm going to do is take this thing apart and just kind of give you the look inside, kind of explain my thought process and some of these sections, how they fit together, and hopefully you guys can successfully build it on your own. So I also need to say that I didn't recreate any of the interior of the vehicle. It's not very sound structurally. You know, I created this as a model, so I was just trying to create the outside shell so it looks like what I think the set looks like. I didn't create any trigger mechanism for the spring-loaded shooters, so hopefully some of you guys are a little more ambitious in those areas than I am and take this design and are off to the races with it. I hope you will share some of those ideas with me that you come up with, and I want to see some pictures. Okay, let's start with the front section here. So these deals, I pull these off and you can see I have a Technic beam going all the way across, and that is 12 studs long. That's how wide this whole thing is 12 studs. And so I have one continuous beam here on the front. These sections here, you can see I have a 1x2 Technic brick and then 2x3, and I just kind of built this down. I got 2x3s here, my 2x4 wedge plates, and just kind of layered these inside of here. And on the back again, a 2x4 and a 2x4 wedge plate. And this guy, you can see a Technic pin here. These just snap onto there. Now here is kind of the front hatch to the tank. On the back here, I have two 2x3s, and you can see I've got these 1x2 hinges that hook into these kind of pieces. I've got some door rail pieces here, a couple of 1x4 tiles. This guy, I don't think I got this right, but it's one of those inverted round tiles with a hole in it and a jumper. Put that on there like that, a couple of grill pieces. And then I've got a row of pins here and just hook these guys onto there like that. Now this isn't the most sturdy connection, but you know, judging by that one picture, that's the best I can come up with. I'm sure Lego has a much more sturdy connection there. And here in the front you can see the spring-loaded missile shooters, and then for this cannon is just a pair of the 1x4 antennas and a lift arm connecting them. For the top section, it's actually pretty simple. You know, 1x6 brick, a couple of 1x3 slopes on either side, and you've got this 6x8 hatch piece. Now the real set looks like it's going to come in light bluish gray, but they don't make that yet, so I'm looking forward to getting that. But really, you know, a 4x4 round brick or plate on the hatch there. Now here's the vehicle without a lot of the sections on it. Now the build for me is primarily these door rail pieces here. You got 4 of those. I have a 1x4 Technic beam here, the 1x12 in the front. And so then I used just 2x plates along the side here and then connected it across. And in the back, again, more of the 1x12 Technic beams there. And then here underneath, I just used the 1x2 black grill pieces, a row of plates under here. And I'm not trying to make this pretty, I'm just trying to kind of build from the outside in, which is a different kind of way of looking at things. You can see I've got more Technic beams here, and this is to put the axle piece here. Now I use these clear wheels like on the First Order Snowspeeder, which donated pieces to this build, I'm not gonna lie. And again, just kind of building things up from the inside to give me a place to put these wheels. You got these grill pieces, and then this kind of section of 2x plates here holding in the door rails. So for this section, you know, there was just a little gear piece here with a Technic pin. You can see I've got one of these Technic bricks here to stick that guy in there. You know, I suspect that there's going to be more to that piece and that functionality in the real set. Now here's the gun that's on the side. You can see you just got one of these wheel pieces, a Technic connector, and I'm not even sure that's what Bricklink calls that piece. I'd have to go back and look. And then for these poles here, I actually think that they have a new piece that it just, in the image that we saw online, it just looks a little different, but I'm just using these pieces with a lift arm. And then to hook it on, again, I don't know that I did this right. I got one of these guys, stick that through, and just enough to grab, you know, this connector, stick this guy back in there, and you can see it's flopping around here, but I just wanted it enough to stick this end into the Technic beam here, press it on like that. And here's a look at the top. You can see lots of the Technic plates with the holes in it. Again, just looking at the picture, that's what it looked like to me. So there's room here that somebody could create some sort of trigger mechanism for the spring-loaded shooters, and also some sort of cockpit here. I don't know, you know, maybe this section needs to be more open. I didn't do that, but here you can just take this section, stick it on there. I'm gonna stick the front hatch back on, and also these pieces here sticking off the front. Now, one thing I don't like about my design is these things spin. I don't know if Lego is going to have a way that those kind of lock in vertically. And for the section in the back, these pieces are built just about the same way as the ones in the front. These are only 3 deep, so we have the 2x3 wedge plates, and so I have the 2x1 Technic piece here, and then some of these 2x2 L plates here. You can see how those kind of fit together. Just stick this guy in here, this guy here, Technic pin, and these guys just snap in. Here's the back. I just have Technic beams here. I'm sure there's going to be something else back there. Now for the orange container. Now I do think I got this guy pretty right. So I'm going to take this apart a little bit. And what I have here is the 2x1 brick that has the studs on either side. And then underneath I have a 1x6 plate, and then a couple of these L connectors. You can see those there. Just kind of built it out this way. So the section is actually 3 deep. And then for these little plates, you got a 2x3 plate with a couple of the 2x1 cheese slopes there, a jumper in the middle. So these all just fit on here like this. Now this was one of those aspects where I studied that picture and I thought they were using some round slopes or something. Couldn't quite figure it out, and then it just kind of clicked. We have some hooks on the side too with a 3 long lightsaber blade. All in all, I think I got pretty close on this chunk here. I did take a little liberty with that flat silver grill piece on there. Hopefully some of you out there are going to take on this challenge. You know, most of the parts are pretty common, especially if you've got some other Star Wars Lego sets, so there's nothing too exotic. Maybe these Technic connectors here, you know, maybe that was one of the most hard to find parts that I definitely had to order from Bricklink. But again, this is my interpretation of this, just going off the one picture. So I'd love it if some of you took this challenge, developed a trigger mechanism for the spring-loaded shooters, developed more of a cockpit in here so some stormtroopers can fit in there. And I want to see those, so leave me a link down in the description below, and hopefully we can get a little bit closer to what Lego has designed. And I will certainly do a side-by-side comparison once the new set comes out. I think that's supposed to be the end of September. Sounds like they're going to have another Force Friday. So leave me your thoughts down in the comments below. Is this sort of video helpful? Do you have some different ideas how I could better show you guys how I built something like this? I'd love to hear it. Let's see if we can come up with a better way if this doesn't work for you. But also, thumbs up this video, and if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. I've got some great videos in the works, and I don't want you to miss out. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll be back soon.